Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock on a Monday, which means it's time for a 5x5. This is where I take 5 different subjects. I spend 5 minutes talking about each subject, and when I get to the end of the 5 minutes, I move on to something else. It's quick, it's snappy. You never know what you're going to get. There's a little countdown timer at the bottom of the screen. When the countdown reaches 0, I move on to the next topic. Now, we're going to continue what I've been doing for the last few weeks, and I'm going to start off in the first segment with a live performance video of me performing at one of my gigs. So you're actually going to be able to see me performing in a real world environment. And I'm going to be doing some magic at a banquet in this particular video. I have had a lot of people say to me, hey, I want to see more video of you performing banquet tables. This is something that I want to get into. I'd like some more information about that. So that's what I'm actually going to do. Then in the second video, I'm actually going to be doing a commentary track over that live performance and talk about some important aspects when it comes to performing banquet, performing to like big tables of 10 or 15 people. I'm going to go through absolutely everything that you need to know. I'm going to be doing a full commentary track, and that's going to be on the second topic. So we're going to start with those two, then we're going to move on to something else. So without further ado, let's get started with this week's 5x5.
I'm going to get you to help me again, Stephanie, but also, what's your name? How are you doing, Susie? Okay? Wonderful stuff. Susan, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to give you this pack of cards, and I'm going to ask you to count 10 cards into my hand out loud. While she's counting, if everyone else can count along with her, that would be amazing. So take the cards, count 10 cards, go. 1. Oh, that waits back. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I love how she's taking cards out of the middle. She doesn't trust me one bit, I'm telling you. Can you pass the rest of the cards to Stephanie, please? And can you hold your hand out for me there? And put your other hand on the top. Make sure I can't get to those cards at all. Make sure I can't even see them. Stephanie, you're going to do the same thing. Count 10 cards into my hand. Everyone is going to count along with you. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lovely. And pass the cards across this gentleman, and then hold them in between your hands just like she has. That would be wonderful, so I can't see them. Now, sir, give me the cards. You have a very important job. You see, this is what's going to happen. You are going to pick a card. Whatever card you pick, I'm going to make that many cards jump from your hand to your hand. If you pick a 7, 7 cards will go. A jack, queen, or a king will count as 10. An ace will count as 1, and if you get a joker, that's your choice. Okay? So, guys, he makes all the decisions. Just say stop. Before I get to the end. Can I ask you a question? Have you ever helped a magician before? Nope. You're not helping one right now. Lovely, that's great. So let's have a look at the card you stopped at. A 3. So I'm going to make 3 cards. Go from your hand to your hand. This is going to be amazing. Guys, are you ready? Watch this. Card number 1. Did you feel it? Did you feel it? Did you feel anything? Brilliant. Right, okay, card number 2. Let's try this one. I do all my own choreography, by the way. I hope you're impressed by this. Did you feel that one? One last one. Hold on to that card for me, sir. On 3, throw it right there. 1, 2, 3. If I told you to make that last card go across yourself, would you believe me? Then what were you doing? How many cards did you have? You picked a 3. 3 from 10 is... Count them into my hand out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards, people. But they've got to go somewhere. What's 10 plus 3? If there's 13 cards in your hand, every single person here will give a big round of applause to you, you and me. Mainly me, but also you two, obviously. Count them go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cards, people. Wow.
So this is the Cards Across, and I find Cards Across is an amazing routine to perform in a banquet environment because first of all, you have 2 people directly involved in the effect. You then later on have somebody else picking a card to represent the amount of cards going across, which is a third person, but everybody else gets invested. It's one of those routines that plays really big. Now notice, when you're performing banquet, you need to make sure that you have a fair bit of space in between the person on your left and the person on your right. When I approach a table for a banquet situation, I walk in and I say, excuse me sir, can you move slightly this way, can you move slightly this way? That way everybody can see me. Now, first thing that happens is that somebody takes 10 cards and deals them into my hand. And obviously I steal 3 of the cards out. Now notice my hand is down by my side. I'm holding those cards out the entire time. The biggest piece of advice I can give you is this, is never worry about holding cards out, ever. Because nobody ever notices. They genuinely don't. And if you think about the structure of this routine, the entire trick's done now. And with one palm, everything is absolutely done. Now notice during that procedure, there's a lot of dead time. There's a lot of kind of counting. So it's really important to keep the entire audience invested in your performance. And you'll see that during the presentation, and I'm making jokes and involving the whole audience. Now, you're going to have somebody else pick a card, and that's going to represent the value. Notice, here's the thing, it's so important. It really is so important that you do this phase. I see some people doing the cards across, and they don't do this. This is what sells the trick. Having them decide how many cards are going to jump across is really the selling point to this whole routine. So now you're going to have the 3 cards go across, and notice this is the moment that I like to play with the audience. This is the moment where you can really build up the fun and the excitement with the routine. This whole thing, hey, I do all my own choreography, this is all just designed to make people laugh, because at the end of the day, please remember that we are entertainers, and yes, we are magicians, but first and foremost it should be entertaining, and that's what this whole concept is. It's entertaining throughout the routine, and then you've got this wonderful magical moment at the end. Now in a minute you're going to have the first spectator count their cards. They're going to have 7. You're going to have the second spectator count their cards, and there's going to be 13. And notice I say something along the lines of, hey, if this works, everyone's going to give you a big round of applause. Yeah, I hear people saying, oh, you shouldn't do that in a working environment, you shouldn't ask for applause. When I'm working a gig, I'm not going to beg for the applause, but I am going to put lines in there that's going to encourage people to clap or applaud. And the reason is, at least in Britain, people are reserved, and sometimes they just need a little bit of prodding. And at the end of the day, the booker's there. I want the booker to hear that all of the tables I've been to are clapping and having a good time. And if I can put a line in there or a couple of lines in there that's going to encourage that, I have no problem with that at all. So there you go. That's cards across. It's one of those wonderful routines that work in any environment. But, think about it. You just got a deck of cards, nothing else, no prep, anytime, anywhere, and you can go into this wonderful routine that plays to a whole table. What's not to love? So one thing that I like to do on the 5x5s is draw your attention to tricks that you might not have seen before. This actually only came out recently. This is a coin tray, a wooden coin tray by Mr. Magic. And now you don't think of Mr. Magic as having amazingly quality props, but I actually picked this up and I was really surprised. This is good. Now, I've liked the idea of the coin tray for years. I haven't really played around with it that much. I know it's a classic of Magic, and it's one of those tricks that you don't really see many people doing. It's so old, it's new. But the quality of this little wooden coin tray is very good, and this is really cheap. This is distributed through Murphy's, so it's available from all good Magic dealers. And I've only just recently had this, but the amount of stuff that you can do with this is really cool. It's kind of got my creative juices flowing. And I think you're probably going to see a hows and whys of the coin tray coming up soon. But basically, I just wanted to bring it to your attention and say, you guys should pick this up. Now, what the coin tray basically does is it allows you to show X amount of coins inside the tray. In this case, I've got 3 Walking Liberty $half, and you tip them into someone's hand, and you can add 1 coin or 2 coins. So you can tip 3 coins into someone's hand. They can end up with 5 coins or 4 coins. That's basically what you do with it. So it's kind of like a one-trick pony. What I've discovered is you can actually reload this coin tray in the middle of a performance. So it actually opens up quite a lot of scope. And also, it's the perfect size to do Goshman, coin and the salt shaker type moves, as long as you've got a close-up pad. So I've only just started playing with this. I'm going to be playing around with it a lot more over the coming weeks and months. But imagine walking over to the table and saying, guys, I'm going to show you something with 3 coins. Now, this one here is coin number 1. This one here is coin number 2. This one here is coin number 3. I've also got this little wooden tray. But I'm going to get back to that in a minute. Also, I want you to see my hands are empty. There's nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, and nothing up there, but that's a completely different thing. Now, I've got Jack behind the camera. Jack, that is coin number 1. That is coin number 2. That is coin number 3. I'm going to put 2 of the coins away and just use 1. It's your choice. Would you like me to use coin number 1, coin number 2, or coin number 3?
Coin number 3.
So in other words, you do not want coin number 2. You do not want coin number 1. It is coin number 3 that you want. Would you like to change your mind, or are you happy with the way we are?
I'm happy.
Okay, so I want you to watch very carefully, and I'll make sure I do this right. I'm still working with this. Watch the 2 coins. I'm going to give you these to hold on to. Now, if Jack was here, he would hold on to these 2 coins. And I'd say the idea is really simple. I want you to watch this tray very, very carefully. Nothing underneath it. I want you to watch the coin equally as closely. You've got to keep one eye on the coin. You've got to keep one eye on the tray, one eye on me. You'll need an extra eye. You can share. Watch this. If I snap my fingers, Jack, did you see the coin vanish?
What?
Yeah, the coin vanished and it actually travelled right there underneath the tray. Be honest, Jack, did you miss that going underneath the tray?
Yeah.
Then I'll do it again. Instant replay when you say go.
Go.
Did you miss it again? Most people do. Now, I'll do it again, but this time, remember, there is nothing underneath the tray. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Watch the coin. Don't watch the tray. Watch the coin. Jack, did you see it go?
No.
On top of the tray this time. It's on top of the... Honestly, it gets so weird. But look, make sure I'm not cheating. There's the coin. Nothing in this hand, nothing in this hand. Just a coin, a tray, coin, a tray. Say go.
Go.
That's when the coin disappears. Yep, there it is, back underneath the tray. Of course, every trick needs a big finish. You've been holding on to 2 coins from the very, very beginning, haven't you, Jack? If I just wave my hand like this, it's going to go up the sleeve, across the chest, down the other sleeve, going, gone. Nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing underneath the tray. And that's because over here, I have all 3 coins.
What?
I know, right? So that's. I mean, there's so much stuff you can do with this. I mean, there really is. It's really nice. I mean, that was raw. I only came up with that like a couple of days ago, and I've been playing around with it. And I think there's a lot more sequences that you can do with this. But basically, this is just to give this little simple product a review. I think it's very, very cheap. It's only a few dollars. It's only a few quid. And it's one of those props that will fit into your pocket. So it fits nicely into your pocket. It's an instant reset. You can literally reset it as you're walking over to the next table. And, you know, it kind of makes sense that you'd have a little tray for your coins. And you could literally, if you wanted to, just use this at the start of a coin to cross. So if you had 2 coins, for example, or 3 coins in the tray, you could start off by giving them 2 of the coins, make one of the coins disappear, have it in their hand, and then you're now 1 ahead. So now you can go into a 3-fly or anything, and you've already established what the premise of the trick is using this little tray. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with it. If you're a coin worker, or even if you're not a coin worker, I would suggest picking it up. It's available from all good magic dealers. It is by Mr. Magic, and it is a coin tray wooden edition. Highly recommended by Craig Petty and Magic TV. Right, guys, another thing that I like to do on the 5x5s is just give you guys a little tip, something that that I do, or something that I've been doing that I've not seen many other people do. And this is a huge tip for kids show performers. If you are a kids magician or you perform in kid shows, I guarantee you that if you do what I'm telling you about in the next 4.5 minutes, you are going to absolutely have a little bit in your show that's going to kick ass. Now remember, my philosophy when performing magic for children in a children's show is you should do stuff that's impressive for the kids but also impressive for the adults, because at the end of the day, it's the adults that book parties, party entertainment, magicians, whatever it may be, and if they're impressed with your act, then they're more likely to book you. So with that in mind, I'm going to tell you about a trick that everybody knows. It's been around since year dot. Nobody does it anymore, but it's amazing for a kids' party. And I am talking about the self-tying shoelaces, which you can get from Penguin Magic. I believe Penguin have the exclusive on this. They might not, I don't know. And this has been around forever. Nobody talks about the self-tying shoelaces anymore. I remember when David Blaine did this. Everybody was talking about it. But now these days, not many people know about it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the idea is really simple. You have some shoes on and your shoes are untied. and then you just shake your shoe and your shoes get tied automatically. It's a really super visual trick, and it was done mainly by street performers and by David Blaine wannabes and close-up magicians and things like that. And then it's one of those things that was a hit for many, many years and then went away, and now I don't see anyone talking about it or anything. Now, I'm telling you, you put this in the beginning of your kids' show, you're going to get insane reactions. Let me tell you why. First of all, the kids generally in a kids' show are sitting on the floor, right? So if you walk out and your shoes are untied, they are sitting there looking at your shoes. They've got the perfect view for this trick. But also, you've got all the adults in the room that can see your shoes as well. So first of all, it's really visual for the kids. Second of all, it is really visual. You have untied shoelaces and you shake your shoe and tie them. It looks amazing. It still looks amazing today as it did when it was first released. Now, the other thing is, when you're doing a kids show, you want to make the magic that you do relatable to the kids, which is why you should never come out and go, I'm going to show you a trick with a silk handkerchief, because no kid cares about a trick with a silk handkerchief. But you do stuff that they care about, and they're going to be getting on side straight away. It's why hook lines are so important. Well, all kids around the age of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, they're either learning to tie their shoelaces or they're practicing tying their shoelaces. But shoelaces are a big part of a kid's life. And you know what? If you asked a kid if they could do real magic, what's one of the things they'd do? They'd probably say, oh, I'd like to be able to tie my shoelaces by magic, because it's so frustrating for them. Thea's learning to tie her shoelaces at the moment, and she gets so annoyed. So it's something that they wish they could all do, right? Now, the other thing is, they will instantly tell you if you walk out on stage and your shoes are untied. So you, as the magician, you come out and you go, hello, my name's Craig, I'm the magician here today. You guys like magic? Who likes magic? Put your hand in the air. Instantly, there's going to be a kid in the audience that goes, oh, your shoes are untied. And then immediately, that's going to point out to every other kid in the audience that your shoes are untied. And in the rare chance that nobody says anything, you look down at the kids and you go, oh, my shoes are untied. Why didn't anyone tell me about that? And then you kind of have this really awesome bit at the beginning where you go, well, don't worry about that. I'm a magician. I can do real magic. That's what I'm here to do for you guys. So I should be able to tie my shoes by magic. Put your hand in the air if you'd like to see me tie my shoes by magic. Okay, well, the magic words are abracadabra. You guys shout abracadabra. I'll give my foot a shake and we'll tie these shoelaces. 1, 2, 3, abracadabra. Boom. Like I said, my name's Craig, I'm the magician, I'm going to do a magic show for you. It's almost like an offhand thing, but honestly, if you could do magic, it's more impressive to the adults in the audience and the kids in the audience that you can have something, seemingly go wrong, your shoes are untied, and for you to come out and to magically tie them. That's more impressive than any elaborate set piece with boxes and silks and balls and everything. And it's just an offhand bit that you do at the beginning of your show. It establishes credibility. It gets everybody on side. It looks really visual, and the adults will love it as well. And I've never seen another kids entertainer use it as an opening bit. So there you go. I've been using it for a long time. Go and get yourself a pair of self-tying shoelaces, and I promise that you are going to revolutionize your kids act. So guys, we're going to do a deck review, and this time we are going to look at a new Theory 11 deck, and this is Grateful Dead, produced by Theory 11. Now, obviously, Theory 11 are one of the leading brands when it comes to playing cards. These are the guys obviously behind the Avengers playing cards and the Star Wars playing cards and the James Bond playing cards. And so what we have here is Grateful Dead playing cards. And when I got these, I'm ashamed to say I had no idea who or what the Grateful Dead are. I had to Google it, I had to look it up, and apparently it's a really well-known band in America that fuses rock and a whole bunch of different genres, and they're kind of iconic, which you would imagine that they would be iconic as they have their own deck of cards. These cards are absolutely bonkers, and I love them. They've made me want to listen to the Grateful Dead. First of all, the box is just gorgeous to hold. The tuck case is just, it's like some sort of crushed cardboard, I don't know, but it looks really good. And it's so vibrant and so colourful. And then when you open it, I love that the inside of the box has that kind of same sort of thing running all the way around the inside. And then you have the actual playing cards. Now, first of all, You can see the backs of the cards. The backs of the cards look really nice. They are so colourful. The cards are typical Theory 11 quality. They feel really nice. They handle really nicely. We'll get into that in a minute. But these cards are good. They're not flimsy little cards. They're as good quality of anything that Theory 11 have put together. Now, on the backs of the cards, apparently this is like an iconic logo to do with the Grateful Dead. I wasn't aware of that, but the middle section right here has that logo running all the way through the cards, and it's all very busy in terms of the back design. Now, on the faces of the cards, first of all, the Jokers look really good. It's lots of teddy bears wearing hats, which maybe if you're a Grateful Dead fan, that means something to you. Lots of teddy bears wearing hats. The Ace of Spades is so cool. It says Grateful Dead, and again, there's teddy bears, there's planets, there's flying saucers. I mean, it feels like I'm kind of on drugs a little bit. There's like lightning, and there's like toadstools. I've got no idea, but the Ace of Spades is great. All of the suits they're just not just normal suits. They've all kind of got this very busy design built into all of the pips, which looks great. But you know what? It's the playing cards, it's the court cards that really caught my attention. I have no idea. It's like some sort of pink monster thing. Like I've got no idea. Like some sort of bear, and the king is a skeleton with a crown on and a wig. Like it's just I need to know what this Grateful Dead thing is, and it's the same with all of the suits. So all of them are saying. I like the fact that each one of the aces have that really big pip, which I thought was really good. And again, with the court cards are absolutely fantastic. The court cards, in my opinion, are my favourite part of the whole of the deck. But the whole thing is really nice. I've never seen a deck of cards before where the pips on all of the aces are as big. Normally the Ace of Spades pip is big and the other ones are small. Then you've got these two cards here, which are just kind of like advertising cards for the Grateful Dead, and that's what you've got. So it's a really nice deck. It handles well. I have, oh, there you go. I did that with the power of my mind. I hope you're impressed. The other thing is they faro really nicely as well, straight out the box. You can do like a perfect faro with these. They faro really nicely. They shuffle really nicely. They handle beautifully. If you are a fan of the Grateful Dead, and as I say, I'm not a fan of the Grateful Dead because I don't even know who they are. But if you're a fan of the Grateful Dead, this is something that you should check into. If you're not a fan and you just want a really cool deck of cards, go for these. I've talked about playing cards in the past where you spend a load of money on a deck of cards that's like a custom deck, and it looks like a normal deck of cards. And why are you spending money going to a gig with these cards where you could be using just a normal, you could be using a normal deck of cards? Well, these look special. These look iconic. They look absolutely fantastic. So yeah, they handle well. They look good, and they've made me want to go and check out the Grateful Dead music. So maybe they've done their job there and then some. I'm going to highly recommend these. You can get them from all good magic dealers or directly from Theory 11. So there you go, guys. That's another 5x5 in the bag. Thank you very much for joining us again this week. Guys, it's very, very simple. You want to see more videos like this? All you got to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I'm going to be back again tomorrow at... when am I going to be back? Jack? I'm going to be back tomorrow at 2 o'clock with the shorts. I'm going to be back at 6 o'clock with the Magic Live and at 9 o'clock with a Talk Magic. So thanks very much for joining me on the 5x5. I'll see you again tomorrow. My name's Craig from Magic.